Welcome into TYT's The Conversation. It is your host, Adrienne Lawrence. And today I am bringing you the founder of Girls Embracing Mothers, also happens to be the author of A Knock at Midnight, Brittany Barnett. Thank you for joining us, Brittany.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, Brittany, I know you've done a lot of work in kind of the in the space of starting foundations and really elevating issues that are really important to society but aren't getting the attention that they need. And it seems that in that journey, you found there to be a funding gap going on. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, definitely see a huge funding gap. I come into this space as a corporate lawyer who got a lot of the business expertise, but I was also a daughter of a formerly incarcerated mother. And so when I got into the nonprofit space to help girls who've been impacted by maternal incarceration, what I saw and what I've learned through research is that nonprofits ran by women of color, in particular Black women in the South, are among the most underfunded social justice organizations in the country.
Oh, right. And that must be extremely difficult and devastating, particularly for the mother as well as the child. And also when it comes to funding for these organizations and entities that are looking to really, again, elevate those important social justice issues, to recognize that Black women, women of color, are not receiving the same access to opportunity, it really seems to harken back to a lot of the inequities we see in our society overall. So when you confronted that and when you saw it, did you, I guess, push back, confront it, or what did you do?
Yes, well, first we just had to keep doing the work with what we had. We have accomplished a lot with a little, and I think that's very important for people to know that we still push forward with the work, but it is not easy, and it shouldn't have to be so hard for us to serve a population that has just been multi-marginalized, especially as it relates to women and girls who've been impacted by this country's criminal legal system.
And so I know you said you continue to put in the work and to do the work. What does that entail?
So with Girls Embracing Mothers, we work to truly empower girls with mothers in prison to break the cycle of incarceration and lead successful lives with vision and purpose. We partner with Texas women's prisons. We take girls to visit their moms in prison once a month. We're there for 4 hours. We make a 4-hour round trip. So the transportation, as you can imagine, is a huge cost. We also have staff that covers a curriculum, just truly trauma-informed curriculum between the mothers and daughters. We really want to help break the cycle and build a bond. And our programming always involves some type of art therapy. One of my favorite visits is the mothers and daughters making floral arrangements together with the most beautiful roses that these arrangements were just gorgeous. And that, is an effort to truly have this safe space for intergenerational healing. We offer a 2-generational model, a 2-gen approach, working with the mothers and daughters simultaneously. And, women are the fastest growing incarcerated population. And through our work with Girls Embracing Mothers, we not only want to help prevent their mothers from going back, but we want to prevent a future generation of girls from even entering the system to begin with.
Oh, absolutely. That's so incredibly important, especially just as you say, the rate of incarceration for women and girls seems to be increasing significantly. And so to keep people out of that carceral system is so incredibly important, and providing them with the social support, the network, also just the psychological support it sounds like you're offering is something that can truly turn around lives and make a difference. And so when it comes to the mothers that are incarcerated at the time, how do they get involved in the program? Is it something that you are connected with through county or local authorities?
We actually, wish there was some type of streamlined approach like that. We are able, through our partnership, we partnered for 9 years with Texas women's prisons, and the prison lets us bring in flyers and post in the dorms. And by now, we've served hundreds of women and girls over the past 9 years, truly through word of mouth from the women who are incarcerated here in Texas. And so our goal is to substantially increase the number of women and girls we serve, because we know we're only barely, touching the surface.
Oh, I would imagine. And so you don't receive any support from any local authorities or governmental entities?
We do not. We do not.
Wow. Is there a way in which that can be changed?
We would hope so. We've reached out, hoping that we could get more government state funding. One of the things is we're such a small team, government funding, there's so many loops and hurdles you have to go through to even be able to request a proposal to apply. And then the reporting requirements are often strenuous, making it harder and less feasible for smaller to medium-sized nonprofits like ours to even apply. We've done a lot of work. We're still working through advocacy with Girls Embracing Mothers, definitely thanks to the generosity of one of our partners, United Women in Faith, to be able to expand our programming, but also to just advocate for these type of funding programs from the state. You would think that this would be a priority, but one of the things we're finding, and we're about to launch our campaign, Amplify Her, is that there is a huge gap and lack of data as it relates to children with incarcerated parents. Adrienne, we don't even know who they are. No one's tracking this data, and we feel that that's very problematic and an issue that we want to bring to the forefront so that we can serve more children.
Absolutely. That is very, very disheartening to hear that no one is tracking this, keeping the data to see what actually works, even though I'd assume there are a lot of statistic studies out there that will actually tell us essentially the ways in which we can support these children and also enhance the bond between the mother and the child while the mother is incarcerated. It just sounds like the system isn't here to support its people, which is something that we're seeing very much right now on the public stage when it comes to decision making and public policy, but I will leave it at that. In terms of this initiative that you have coming up, can you please tell us about it?
Yeah, so the Amplify Her campaign, we are getting ready to launch it as we work to expand through other states. As I mentioned, the support of United Women in Faith has been tremendous for us to be able to rally the troops, if you will. And through Amplify Her, our priority is to educate the public about the lack of data as it relates to children with incarcerated parents. Our team is doing our own research. We have reached out to the Department of Corrections in all 50 states in this country. So far, of course, we're waiting to hear back from a few, but so far only 6 states, prison systems track the mothers, incarcerated mothers and their children. 6 out of 50. And so through this campaign, we really want to raise awareness, but we also most importantly want to center the human element. I believe that women and girls who've been directly impacted by mass incarceration should be at the center of any movement, of any work surrounding them. And so we really want to amplify their voices to help drive impactful change.
Absolutely. That is something that needs to be a focal point. And so thank you for that effort. And so in terms of people getting involved, if there are opportunities to collaborate, what are the options?
Yes, definitely reach out to us. Our website is girlsembracingmothers.org. We are based in the Dallas metropolitan area. As I mentioned, we partner with Texas Women's Prisons for almost a decade now. So we're always looking for volunteers to help us go into the prisons. We have an annual summer camp. We just wrapped up our 5th annual summer camp for girls with mothers in prison. So we're always looking for volunteers with that. And as I mentioned, we are working to expand and scale. We are prioritizing other states in the South and really looking to expand the work that we do and serve more women and girls. I think that when women and girls succeed, especially women and girls of color, so does society.
Oh, absolutely. And I love that you're running a summer camp, just to keep the kids involved, because when they're not in school, they can very much get lost. And so being able to give that opportunity, that is a big thing. So thank you so much for doing that. That's really cool. And I know that you put out a book through, I guess, a subsidiary of Penguin Random House, A Knock at Midnight. Can you tell us a little bit about that book?
Yeah, so my book, A Knock at Midnight, A Story of Hope, Justice, and Freedom, was published through Crown, and it's a memoir. It's a memoir of my life growing up in rural East Texas with a mother who had an addiction, but unfortunately was sent to prison. It's a memoir about my work as a corporate lawyer, working to free people from unjust sentences in this country. And so far through our work, we've helped free dozens of men and women who are serving draconian sentences under outdated federal drug laws. And so the book, A Knock at Midnight, really follows my journey of awakening to injustice that happens in the court, but also the proximity to the genius behind bars, and really hoping to really push a sense of urgency for the need to truly transform this nation's criminal legal system.
Absolutely. And since you have experience essentially having had a mother who was in the system, also you are working to give girls opportunities to bond with their mothers and also to hopefully stop the cycle. What would you want people to know most?
I want people to know that real people are impacted by mass incarceration. I want people to understand the human element, to really feel the heartbeats, and to know that whatever impacts one of us directly impacts us all indirectly. And I think that there needs to be just an urgent call and rally around women and girls who've been impacted by the criminal legal system in this country.
Thank you so much. And so for those viewers out there who are looking to learn more, where can they go in terms of social media and your website?
Yes, Girls Embracing Mothers is on Instagram at Girls Embracing Mothers. I am on Instagram at Brittany K. Barnett, and our website is girlsembracingmothers.org.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for all your work and for sharing this time with us. Brittany Barnett, founder of Girls Embracing Mothers and author of A Knock at Midnight. Thank you so much, Brittany.
Thank you.